The farming life sim genre has exploded over the last few years with no signs of slowing down. Potion Permit takes a lot of the hallmarks of these games while adding its own unique spin to create something wholly its own. If you're a fan of these types of games and are looking for something a little different to mix things up, then stay tuned because this might just be the perfect game for you. Now, when you begin the game, you start off as a rookie chemist who's been assigned to help out the island of Moonberry. Here, the mayor's daughter has been sick and you need to cure her. Now, once you're able to do that, the mayor asks you to stay to help out the town because inevitably somebody else is going to get sick. However, the town is not that receptive to this. They had a bad incident in the past with another chemist, so they don't trust you or any chemist. So your goal is to win their trust. Now, you can do this mainly by curing patients that come into your clinic, but you can also do so by improving the relationships with townsfolk. From there, you're basically creating your own story like any other farming life sim. There's a variety of story event quests that you have to complete, and there's also a bunch of compelling character stories. And I have to say, I really did not expect those character stories to hit me as hard as they did. They were really heartwarming and some were even pretty sad. This is definitely one of the bigger highlights of the game. While Potion Permit isn't exactly a farming sim per se, you don't even have a farm, it shares a lot of those same elements. For one, you do work on a day system with a real-time clock with various tasks to do each day. Now, the main one you'll be doing is curing patients. You'll have patients that check into your clinic each day as indicated by this little siren icon. What you'll need to do is diagnose them and figure out what's going on with a variety of different mini-games. They're never too hard, they're usually some sort of rhythm game or Simon Says type thing. Once you've diagnosed them, you have to go make a potion. Now to do this, it's basically a puzzle that you have to fill the pieces in. And each ingredient that you have is essentially a puzzle piece to fill in this puzzle. Now once you complete it, you bring it to the patient and then they're cured. Typically this will increase the town's trust, you'll get a little bit of money, as well as moon cloves that you can give to characters to increase your friendship with them. Now, how do you get these ingredients for potions? Well, you'll have to go foraging. Throughout the game, there are 3 different biomes. The Meadow Range, which is essentially kind of a forest grassland, a Glaze Iceberg, which is a frozen tundra, and a Barren Wasteland, which is basically a desert. Each has unique materials to gather and monsters to fight. Now, for the most part, harvesting plants and defeating monsters is the way you'll get a ton of your materials. You also chop down trees for wood and break rocks for stone to upgrade your house, your clinic, as well as a bunch of your tools. Now, there also is fishing in Potion Permit. Weirdly enough, in my time reviewing the game, they actually changed the mechanics, so it was a little bit different before, which is something I've never seen in a game that I've reviewed before. That said, what's in the final version is pretty fun. Now, to unlock the biomes I mentioned earlier, usually there's something blocking it or there's something you need to repair. Usually this entails you collecting a large amount of supplies, and once you have that, you can unlock it and you get a new zone that you have access to. Now, in each new zone, you'll have new monsters to fight, new items to harvest, trees will give more wood, and rocks will break more stone. Now, the trees and rocks also will take more stamina to break, but the way to get around that is upgrading your tools so it makes it easier. Now, in terms of money, you're not typically collecting things and selling them in some type of bin that somebody collects. Usually the money you get is from curing patients. You can also do a number of side jobs around town, which are a variety of different mini games. For example, if you go to the church, you can smash grapes, and if you go to the police department, you'll have to sort different items. Now, despite what I said earlier, you can craft potions and then sell them in your mailbox. I don't know if I just missed this tutorial or it just was never explained, but I didn't pick up on this until like halfway into the game, so make sure you're selling potions early on to get more money. Now, at the beginning, you only have 6 slots to drop potions into in your mailbox, but you can slowly upgrade this throughout the game. Now, if you're like me and play farming sims for the sense of progression, Potion Permit has you covered, as there's always something to work towards. Whether that's improving your house, upgrading your clinic, improving your weapons, or a variety of character side quests, there is just always something to do and always something to strive towards. Now, I will say the one thing that I never figured out is how to upgrade my fishing pole. To fish at certain spots, you need an improved fishing pole, but despite whatever I did, I couldn't find it. The blacksmith doesn't allow you to upgrade it there. I talked to the person that sells the fishing bait, but even getting to their final friendship level, I never got a new fishing pole. So I don't know what I'm missing or if this just wasn't in the game very obviously, but I never figured that out. Now, one other huge aspect that people really love about these games is the dating aspect. Unfortunately, here with Potion Permit, it's a little bit shallow. In total, there's only 6 candidates, 3 male and 3 female. However, as I said earlier, their character stories are really interesting. So as you get to know them a little bit better, you're going to find some really cool things about each of them. Unfortunately, however, there is no marriage possibility or children, but you do get to go on fun dates that I was actually kind of surprised at how in-depth they were in some of the things that you would do. And again, like other farming sims, the end game feels a little bit repetitive and can be kind of boring. Once you've exhausted all the quests, you're basically just harvesting to upgrade something like your house or a tool or something like that. And as far as I know, there's no big secrets that I missed, but I could be wrong. Really, all that would be left to do is just get the platinum trophy or 100% everything if you're a completionist like that. That all said, I found Potion Permit to have a very addictive game loop. Whenever I would finish work for the day, I found myself just sitting down and playing this until I went to bed, which is not something I can say with many games. The other thing is that the days go by pretty quickly, and it always felt like things were moving forward at a good pace. Visually speaking, I think Potion Permit looks amazing. It has some really fantastic pixel work, not only in the character designs and the colors, but in the animation. It's interesting because it feels like it's a little bit more zoomed in, or all the different characters and monsters and just items are bigger compared to something like, say, Stardew Valley. The music overall was solid. It fit the vibe of the game pretty well. Nothing super memorable, but enjoyable nonetheless. Unfortunately, there's no voice acting, which isn't a big issue, but it would have been nice to have. Overall, though, this pixel art style is something that really stands out in the genre to me and really separates itself and makes it look really unique. Overall, I enjoyed my time with Potion Permit. It brought something unique to the farming sim genre, has a really fun game loop, and some shockingly good character stories. And at only $20 for the digital version, this is an easy recommendation. And you're probably looking at 20 to 30 hours depending on how deep you want to get into the game. If you like farming sims or just want a nice, cozy, chill game, you definitely want to check out Potion Permit. Now, to me, this is a hidden gem that's been flying under a lot of people's radars, and if you like hidden gems and want to hear about another great one that came out earlier this year, you definitely want to check out my review for Crystal Project. It's a really fantastic pixel art style turn-based JRPG that not nearly enough people know about. And if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe so you don't miss any upcoming videos. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.